Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Big Bold You, a show that is dedicated to inspiring every person out there. And yes, I mean you, to play bigger in your life. I promise you that playing bigger in your life is so much easier, but it's scary, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be transparent and tell you the truth. It's scary at times. That's why you can't do it by yourself, and that is by design. We want to inspire you to be bolder, which means you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. Everything that you want in life, everything worth having is really going to it's going to take some work. I know again, I got to be transparent with you, but that is how you become the best version of you. So every Monday at 3 p.m. Central, we come to you. We have amazing topics, but even more incredible guests. And today I've got a sidekick of mine that's also a good friend of mine and is involved with a lot of things that I do. Her name is Kristi Phillips. She has a podcast. I love her podcast. I co-host it. There's Beauticians and Musicians. She's also a celebrity hairstylist and makeup artist and just all around incredible person. And she's an incredible performer. So welcome, Kristi.
Thank you.
I know it's like, which hat do you have on right now?
I don't know.
She has so many hats.
Hold on a second.
Let's see what's under the table.
I got my other hat.
But she does so many things, and I'm just so excited to have you on the show because normally I'm
excited to be on the show.
I know. Normally it's the other way around. But what's so cool is we get to learn a lot more about Kristi, and we didn't rehearse this at all.
No,
so
we didn't.
She's over here going, what's she going to ask me? It's like, what's she going to ask me? What's she going to ask me?
Yeah.
But the great thing about what we're talking about today really is the Beauty Brains in Business event. And it is an event that this is our third year. And really what we do is we have a mastermind, and Kristi's a part of the mastermind. And I want her, before we really get into
Thank
the
God
event,
for that mastermind.
I know, that's what I was going to say. Is
I remember when you said, I'm going to start a mastermind. I was like, okay.
But that's what I want to say is before we even get into the event, I want everybody, I mean, I feel like a lot of people know who you are, but tell everyone just maybe a little bit more, and then how you got involved in the mastermind, how long you've been involved, and really what that participation has meant in your life.
Everything. I mean, okay.
Where to begin?
Yes. Was not rehearsed.
That's the best way to do it.
That's okay. Okay, so 3 years. I've been in the mastermind for 3 years. I will always be, as long as you have it.
Right.
Forever.
Which is forever.
And ever.
Forever.
I will be in the mastermind.
We can't stop.
I can't. It would just be like a hole in my life. I
know,
feel like if it wasn't there, I'd be like, oh, can't operate. I can't operate. But I was in a better place. I guess when you first met me, I wasn't in a really great place, which is probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Right. At least
and
6 years ago.
By the time we started the mastermind, I was a lot better, but I'm a lot better now emotionally. And then in business as well. And I've done a lot of new things over the last 3 years.
I know.
Because of the mastermind, because of the support and people that, and also the accountability. Right. Just, that we meet live once a week, and we listen into a call once a week. Once a week. We meet live once a month.
I know.
And we
I was
listen
going to correct it.
You know what I'm
later.
saying?
I was
but they don't know.
I was going to tell everybody.
A lot of people don't know.
Live once a month.
Once a month. And
every week, though, a call.
And the call once a week, which just, it's like, okay, I don't want to say it's like church, but you know how church, a lot of people,
inspirational.
People might feel better when it's like they're for their week. For their week, they just feel so much better. Right. And so it's the same thing. And sometimes I'm like, just because you're busy.
Right, because you got stuff going on.
And, I'm always the one who, Kristi, are you muted?
Yeah. This is it. Well,
because I'm doing a million things, which is not always the best.
I know. We always know if there's background noise,
but
like,
not always. Because lately,
she's at the grocery store.
Okay, yeah, sometimes
she's working out. But hey, listen, the important thing is that you're
on the call.
You're on the call. So here's the thing: as I don't know about everybody's journey, and I understand not everybody's journey is going to be exactly like yours. Not everybody's journey is going to be exactly like mine. But what I do know through years of experience is we can't succeed alone, and you have to surround yourself with good people. And when you do those two things, you're always going to grow and you're always going to be better. And for me, being able to see that transformation that's happen in your life and also in other people's lives, it's so awesome. And let's just talk about the book for a second. Okay. So one of the things we do in our mastermind is every month we read a book. Now we have decided to do that even here with the podcast because I know how important it is reading. Well, this is what's so funny about with Kristi. And I'm just going to call out Ronnie.
I don't even know what she's going to say.
I'm going to call out Ronnie Rhodey and Camille Curry also, which is, not everybody reads. Not everybody reads because just what you said, Kristi, we're busy. We are busy. If you're not in the habit of reading.
I practice singing in the car. I do it at home a lot too now. But I also listen to it on audio in the car or even when I'm working out just because I'm really busy from the time I get up to, like a lot of people, till way too late. And I can't read when it's late because I fall asleep.
But this is what I think is funny. So when we first started, it's every month we have a new book. Every month. On the podcast, we usually keep one book for 2 months because it takes a minute sometimes to get into the habit of doing this. Well, part of the progression of growing, you're going to have to read. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of I'm going to say positive news if you're not. You thought I was going to say bad news.
I remember when you asked
bad
me.
News, but it's positive news. You've got to start reading. But at the beginning, what most people do is they don't even buy the book and they just listen on the calls and they listen to what the book is about and they listen to the inspirational things like Kristi was talking about. Then you'll get to a point where this is what Kristi did. She's like, I'm going to do the audio because I can listen to audio in the car. So you will listen to the audio.
Yeah.
Then it was, okay, this is really good. I think I'm going to buy the book. So then you buy the book, but you still don't read it. But you listen to the audio, so you're listening to the audio.
But I felt better because I held on to it like this.
Exactly. But
I listened to it.
But this was really the first book that Kristi bought, and this was
and I like this book.
This was well a year and a half ago. But a year and a half into it, Kristi buys the book, she buys the audio, she's reading, she's highlighting, she's taking notes, and she's like, I don't know what's gotten into me.
Who is this? Where is she? I don't know what happened to her.
But I mean,
yeah, and I do love that book. And there's some books I'm not really that crazy about.
I know, and she'll tell me, she's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not into this book, you know. But you usually always get the audio. But that to me shows the progression of development where you stick your toe in the pool. Then you get used to it. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it. You start hanging out, you start doing better things, and before you know it, you're stepping into really who you are. You're stepping into your gifts and your talents. And to me, that's one of the reasons I love this event so much, the Beauty Brains of Business event, because year one, you launch something. Year two, you launch something. Year three, this year, May 4th, you're going to launch something. So tell everybody your journey over the last 3 years.
Well, year one in Beauty Brains and Business, I launched,
really a relaunch
with my hair business.
And music. It was your music.
Well, my music, but I also did something else with that. Anyway, I don't know how to explain it.
Year one was your very first performance that you had.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yes.
See, you forget a little bit.
I know. See, I don't
Jen
forget.
writes everything down. Also,
I don't forget because it just brings me so much joy and happiness to see other people doing what really you were sent to this earth to do, that so many times you think, oh, I can't do that, or am I supposed to do that, or I'm scared to do that, or I don't know, you know, what am I doing?
You're right. That was my. I kind of forgot about the first one, but the second one I know because I launched my podcast.
Yeah, but don't you remember? Don't you remember how last year we were watching your video from year one?
Oh yeah.
So, and you were like, oh my gosh,
that's terrible.
I was going to locate that video so we could watch it so people could see how much you've improved. But then I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. We can just talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, I watched it last year, I think.
That's right. We watched it last year, and you were like, "Oh my gosh!" Even
because you forget.
Of course. That's why you got to video everything, folks. Because believe it or not, it makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, how many times have you seen pictures of yourself taken, 2, 3, 4 years ago, and you thought you were so you looked bad and overweight, and then you look and you're like, I really looked pretty good then.
Well, then that has the opposite effect. You're like, I looked pretty good back then, and I was so hard on myself.
Exactly. Yeah. So year one, you relaunched your singing career, and just tell people, how did you even stop singing to begin with? And we're going to go deeper than we do on your show.
Oh, yikes. Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, I was in a band for 3.5 years, and when I got out of that, I was in a not so great relationship.
Well, like happens to
yeah. I mean, and that's kind of at that point when I got out of that band, the relationship started to get progressively worse. And, you just didn't feel like messing with breaking up or whatever.
Do you think the band was a distraction to the relationship? And so you're like, okay, now that the band broke up, you're like, duh, now I got to face this.
Well, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, well, we're friends.
Right. It's like, okay.
And then the friendship gets worse.
You're like, then this is not going to work.
You're like, I don't really feel like messing with that. But then, the friendship that you thought you had that was okay for then got worse. And then you end up can't stand each other. Right. So, it should have ended too, but so that, and then it just kind of got worse and it just got more stressful. And I thought I was just over it. I don't know. And I thought I would tell myself all those things like that aren't true. Like, you're too old, because obviously I'm older now. And you're too old. It's just the time has passed. The ship has sailed. All those little things. Oh yeah,
I mean, all those cliches. All the cliches is like, bye.
Because I remember my friend Debbie, who I've been friends with since we were 20. She's like, Kristi, why don't you just do this? She was always cheering me on, and I'm like, Debbie, that ship sailed.
That ship.
And then I felt her. She go,
I know, but that's what we say to ourselves. Yeah. We say that to ourselves, and we started the mastermind. You got involved in the mastermind. I mean, really, within the first 6 months is when we were talking about, what are you passionate? What does make your heart sing, literally and figuratively? What does bring you happiness? And it was one day, and I didn't even know Kristi sang. One day you just said,
and we were already
singing.
Friends for 3 years.
Oh yeah,
at that point.
Of course.
But my voice was not making my heart sing, that's for sure. And so initially I was like, well, I love to sing, but I'd lost if you don't use it, you lose it.
Right.
Anything, and I couldn't even sing. I always sang even at work, just along with the music. And even some of my clients would joke about it. Well, what's Kristi going to sing for us today? But it had gotten to where I didn't do that. I didn't sing in the car. I didn't
sing in the shower. I know that's what was when Kristi shared.
I never really have sang in the shower much.
Are you really? You're
It'd
not
be a good place to warm up, though.
I think you should. I mean, if I sing, it's in the car and in the shower. That's where I do it because nobody else can really hear me in those two places. But it was about 6 months into the mastermind, maybe a little bit longer, that you said, singing is important to me. And you're incredibly gifted in that area. You started to sing, and it was a no-brainer. One of the things that I think it's so important, I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are in your journey. It doesn't matter. I don't even have to define it because you know where you are. You always need somebody to help you. And I was working with Kim Yancey at eWoman Network in a celebrity science program. And he said, Jens, for what you do and the love you have for people, you really need to have events. And so, well, I'm not going to do anything by myself because that's not the way the world works. And so I went to the mastermind and I said, okay, listen, we're going to start doing an event once a year. And although it's the Johnson Inspires signature event, we really utilize the gifts and talents of everybody in the mastermind. And so that's when I said, Kristi, you need to perform at the event. And
was I freaked out? I can't hardly remember how I felt.
I can tell you exactly how it was. I'll tell you how it went down. It went down with you were a little apprehensive, but you had gotten to the point where you said yes. Because there was a while where you would say, like you said, my ship has sailed.
I totally remember this.
My ship has sailed.
If you tell her one thing, get ready.
Yeah.
Because we went to New York. Okay, so now,
exactly.
I'm starting to recall.
Yes.
Okay.
It's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back. But we went to New York, and I had told you this, and I don't even know if I had taken a voice lesson yet. I don't think so. And we went to this little restaurant bar, and there was a piano.
So much fun.
Jen is like, oh, we got to go in there. There's a piano in there. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she goes, you're going to sing with that piano player. And I'm like, I am not.
And then she sat down and she's like, okay.
And then I felt like it was a dare. Like I was just weak if I didn't do it, you know? So I'm sitting there and we're ordering a drink and I'm like, okay, just do it. And I start looking up songs on my phone of what
then we couldn't get her down.
And then, so I'll go up there and the piano player was
awesome.
Yeah, he was amazing. And he was blind.
He was blind.
He was blind. And he was like, I would so much rather. And I was so scared to ask him because sometimes people don't like that. Or I was afraid
And she was amazing.
And he goes, I'd so much rather you sing than me.
Yeah.
And I just kept finding songs in my phone.
And she kept singing
and whatever I could remember from way back. And I had so much fun.
And then
but then everywhere we would go, Jen was like, you've got to sing that song. And I'd be like, yeah,
and then horrible. Then she's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do the event. So
now I'm like, God, we got to be ready for going out to eat. Jen's might have me sing at the table.
I have it.
I mean, she would.
I'm going to have her sing today. I'm going to. Every event that I have now.
And then, even the other day, you threw out, well, why don't you sing another one? I'm like, crap.
Well, because here's the thing,
you got to be ready when you're around her.
But the thing is you're supposed to bless the world with your gifts and talents. And
I think the second one was better than the first one on that one that I wasn't ready to do.
Exactly.
Everybody loved it.
It was amazing. But, so year one, you relaunched your singing career and you haven't stopped singing since, which we know would never have happened if we weren't in that mastermind, because to your point, it keeps you going. It keeps you moving. It keeps you pulling the best out of you because other people are pulling the best out of you. And exactly what you said, you're telling other people what you want. You're talking your goals and your dreams into existence, and they're not going to let you just give up on yourself. Mm-hmm. Then year two, you launched your So Very Kristi brand and your podcast.
Yeah.
And that was a blast because what I love is we have a few of our mastermind members that really utilize the event to launch things. But then this year you're launching something really cool.
Yeah.
So Jason, you gotta show what she's launching, and Kristi, tell everybody about what that is.
Well, you may have to help me explain it. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing, and I'm sure it's going to evolve, but. So Rita Wortham took my photos and did my logo,
and she's in our mastermind
created the card, and it's a card that opens up with something on the inside. So my passion is helping people increase their confidence, and I love that. But the inside of the card is my So Very Kristi VIP Celebrity Club,
and it's going to pop up. There you go.
It is. And so, I have a lot of affiliates or special partnerships with different people that do the things on the right: Botox, fillers, lasers, photography, lashes, anti-aging. Jen's over here, business and life success coaching, and strategic networking events. I'm going to do a quarterly event, and I've already been working on my first event, which I hadn't even really told you about.
I know.
Because I just met with Lyle.
Oh, that's all.
And he had such a great idea. So anyway, I won't say it yet, but so it's all starting to come together, and I'm really excited about it. And people can, get really great deals with all of these special partnerships that I have, and I want to be able to share that with people. So.
Well, as everybody knows, maybe you do or maybe you don't, but I think most people know that 80% of our work and our effort and our attention happens in the last 20% of the time. So that's why due dates are so important. That's one of the reasons why we started our Beauty Brains in Business event, because we wanted to allow people an opportunity to get serious and make a commitment and do things that they've never done before or that they would never do alone. So we're going to show you some pictures of past events. Now, this event is on May 4th, and believe it or not, that's going to be just in a few weeks. You're going to blink an eye. We only have about 10, we have less than 10 spots left. So let's look at some of these pictures, and I'm going to go briefly through some of these pictures and explain just some, we've got these 4 beautiful, gorgeous women, and the woman that is on that has the beautiful beads, and she's got dark hair, Kathy Fogarty. She's second from the right, the way I'm looking at it. She's actually going to be my guest on May 6th on the show, but she was our very first grand prize winner, and she won a branding package. And Kristi did her hair and did her makeup.
She's so sweet.
Incredible. Rita Wortham did her photography. We had Kim Brown do all the styling. But let me tell you, from that very first event to where she is now, she's written 2 or 3 books. She is going all over speaking and spreading her gifts to the world. And
wow.
It started at that Beauty Brains in Business event. All right, now let's just go through some more pictures. Now this, I love this because this was a picture that we took last year, and we've got some of our mastermind members in there. And I'm telling you, the smiles that you see on everyone's face, I think, I don't know about you, Kristi, but to me, it's that light of positivity and living with passion and purpose and being around great people.
That's a great picture. I love it.
I know. I love that. Isn't it? It's a great picture. Okay, let's look at some other pictures that we've got up there. All right, so this picture, we got to change things up, right? We're going to have it at the same venue, the Sheridan Stonebriar, but what we're changing up is really a lot this year. I think that, golly, our overarching theme is creating winning life teams. And I think, Kristi, if we talk about the people that we have in the mastermind and then what we've done outside of the mastermind, how many of those people are a part of your life team? Gosh.
A lot.
I
mean, I think about the people that I talk to, like maybe like every day or every week.
Right.
But then there's others. If there was something that they could do or that I could do for them, they're a part of that. 20 people are. I know.
I mean, well, here's the thing: is the overarching theme is creating winning life teams, because we all have to have people in our lives that are going to help us succeed and grow and step out of our comfort zone, hold us accountable. And you can't do it by yourself. And to me, there's 3 pillars of development. There's personal development, professional development, and legacy development. And you need people in each one of those areas. And there's multiple areas in each one of those pillars. So you look at Kristi. I mean, Kristi is a part of my life team, but for personal, professional, legacy, she's 100% such a big part of my personal part of my life team, but then really even legacy. I mean, you help me with my legacy development and professional too. But there are going to be people, like one of our sponsors is Dr. Lee, who is the medical director for Advanced Surgical Arts. He's going to be speaking at that event on his philosophy, and he's actually been on the show. Isn't he? He's so incredible.
Cool. He really is.
But to him, he's going to be focusing on self-care, and that's 100% personal development. But he's got 7 points. He calls it the 7-point diamond matrix. But as we both know, if you're not healthy emotionally, physically, if you are not living your best personal life, you're not going to excel in your professional life. And it's going to be difficult, if not impossible, for you to even work on legacy development. So, we're going to be talking about self-care, which is what Dr. Lee will go over. And then we're going to be talking about self-love. Now, I did tell you what we're doing for self-love, right?
Yes.
Okay, there's like a handful of people. Kristi's one of them. My husband is another one. Our video people that are going to be out there shooting the event, they're another one. But less than 5 people know. But I promise you, there will not be a dry eye in the house, will there? No, there's no way.
Awesome.
There's no way. I mean, we were even talking about, it's like, okay, Kristi obviously is going to be performing at the event, but it's like, oh gosh, do we have you perform before that or after that? And I don't know, your makeup might be all.
Oh, that's why I said I needed to know what it was.
Your makeup.
I can't be all.
I know,
you know.
I know. She's like, I don't know. I mean, we might have to have you do that before, or we can't have it right afterwards, because literally there will not be a dry eye in the house when we get to self-love and we finish that self-love segment, because here's, as we know, people aren't loving themselves.
Right.
And, you know, when you think about your own journey, do you see how for yourself, your self-love has grown so much?
Definitely. I mean, I take really good care of myself. Like maybe too good. Is that possible?
No.
Too good?
No, not a way. No
But
way.
it was a different story. Like, you know, I love Facebook for this. Throwing up, this was you 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then but I'm always happy because I'm like, I think I know I feel better. And I always want to look better.
Right.
You know, whether it's, you know, weight or, you know, whatever I'm doing. I'm always doing something. My clients know I'm always doing something.
You're always doing
I'm like,
something.
okay, what are you doing? What are you eating? What are you doing? What are you eating? What are you doing? What's your workout?
I was going to say, to me, the self-love has been so apparent in your actions.
Emotional too.
So, you know, you wouldn't have started your podcast if you didn't increase your self-love. And I think that's, for a lot of people, we hold ourselves back from doing things because we don't feel worthy. And it's when you don't feel worthy that you are just living and drifting, and life is happening to you and you're not creating your life. But when you have more self-love, you realize the gifts and talents that you were given, you weren't given them just for yourself. You were given them to bless this world. And 100%, you are using your gifts and talents to bless this world.
But, you know, a lot of people, and I have clients that do this, and I used to do it all the time, you know, not that outer beauty is the most important thing, but if you're taking care of your hair, of your makeup, of your clothes, I have a lot of people like, well, I'm not going to do that. Like, you punish yourself until I lose 10 pounds.
Right.
You know, like, you know, and then like I had a friend tell me, Kristi, you have to feel good in what you're wearing no matter what size you are.
100%.
And I used to do that all the time. And I have clients that do it, and I always tell them the same thing because that made a huge impact on me. If there's something I think that I don't deserve, it's that whole thing of you really don't think you deserve something.
And that's self-love.
Right.
And then I think that what's so important, and it's something that we focus on a lot in our mastermind, but we really highlight and focus at the event, is your inner beauty is so important. But if you do change your external beauty, it makes you feel better about yourself.
Gives you a boost.
It boosts you up. And then, and I will tell you, you can get a new hairdo and get your makeup done a lot quicker than you can change your self-worth and your self-image. So it's a combination of both of them, but we really are going to go deep in self-love. And I'm so excited about the mindset work that we'll be working on with Napoleon Hill.
I love me some. Okay, now that book made me want to take notes, and that was real rare.
That and we're going to talk. Well, there's going to be a lot of facilitation. There'll be a lot of facilitation of who are some new draft picks that you can have on your life team. There's going to be facilitation of conversations at each table. And I'm not going to tell you some other stuff, but there's going to be some other really cool stuff that we're going to be doing at the tables as well. And we always finish up with a panel. And this year, I've got the majority of the people, if not all of them. We've got 5 incredible people on the panel this year. We've got Kathy Fogarty, who we just mentioned earlier, Robin Abear, who is incredible. She's a part of the mastermind as well. Chi Nguyen, who has been on the show, but she is the founder of Purpose Tea. We've got Jackie Shapiro, who is, she's incredible. She does a lot of work with credit and restoring your credit, improving your credit, but she's starting something really neat. And then Carrie Bernstein, who is launching what is called Passion Dallas. But all 5 of these women are working on legacy development. And I want people to see the difference of the energy when people talk, of the interaction. There's a definite noticeable difference when people are working on their legacy. And hey, look, don't feel bad if you don't even know what that word means, okay? Don't feel bad if you think legacy is your children or are your children. You know, don't feel bad if that isn't something in your wheelhouse. I mean, I feel like the first time we talked about it, you know, that's what Kristi was like going, legacy, hold on a second. I don't have kids. What are you talking about?
That's what I thought.
That's what you thought. Because I think that's what most people think. But it's really something so much bigger and so much deeper. But I want people to see the expression on these people's faces when they talk about legacy and they talk about what they're doing. There's a different vibe, a different energy, a different commitment level. And it's vitally important that you see that, because if you don't see something, you always have to be following the leader, right? If you don't have a leader that you're following, I'm sorry, but you're just drifting away. And I think what's so cool for Kristi, in my opinion, is you're becoming a leader that people are following. And I remember one time, it was just at Lorna Jane, when you met Crystal, who Lorna Jane is one of our sponsors. But Lorna Jane said, oh my gosh, Kristi's one of the smartest people I've ever spoken to. And Kristi was like, wow. Kristi was like, really? Because people are starting to follow you.
I had my smart hat on that day. I had a hat on.
She's like, hold on a second. Let me pull that hat out.
Sure, you're talking about me.
But people are starting to follow you. And that's what it's all about. And it's so awesome and it's so great. I love it. Let's look at some of those other pictures, because we've got to talk about the event partners. This is part of the Networking Event Expo. And while we only have, honestly, about 8 spots left for the main event, we have got, you don't have to come to the main event that starts at 9:30 to attend the Networking Expo. You can come to the Networking Expo. We're going to put the Eventbrite link on this show. So if it's, from 8 to 9:30, if you just want to interact, you want to get your picture taken for some headshots, very reasonably priced, $25, $30 an image. You want to have Kristi kind of spruce up your hair and makeup for that. She's going to be doing that.
That'll be fun.
I know. So you don't have to come to the main event if those 5 or 6 spots are filled when you go to register and it doesn't allow you to register. Please register with that Eventbrite link to come to the expo. So let's talk about some of our sponsors and our event partners, because as we all know, you can't do anything alone. You need to have people that you lock arms with. And here are some of our sponsors and event partners. And I believe there might be a couple, but obviously at the very top there, you've got So Very Kristi, you've got Advanced Surgical Arts, Rita Wortham, who is an incredible graphic designer and photographer. She will be taking pictures, the headshots there. Shamika & Co. is our event planner. When you see the wall that she is going to construct in that room, and you see the photo op the part that's going to be there, and it's going to blow you away. She's incredible. Ken Smart is a good friend of mine, plastic surgeon there in Frisco, Texas. He is supported every year. Plumbing Dynamics, Spectrum CBD. I've actually got the owner and founder of Spectrum CBD, Tim Brennan, who's going to be on the show next week talking about that. Dynamic Interiors, that's Robin Abear. Tan on the Go, Cabby, On Air Media. We've got, Moments, Ronnie Rohde, Purpose Tea, Safari. I mean, look, the list goes on. And Angela Deaton is somebody at Prime Lending. I'm so excited to have her on board. But these are people that are real life team draft picks for you. So if you can only make it to the expo, please do, because we're going to introduce you to these people, and we're going to be doing video, and there's going to be some really cool things that are going to happen.
It's going to be awesome.
I know. And as I might have you perform, I'm going to have you perform during the, well, no, you can't perform during the Network Expo because you're going to be doing, I was about to have her.
I never know what she's going to do.
I was about to have her perform, but maybe we'll figure out a way where you can do that.
I'm ready.
Okay, she's going to say yes. She's going to say yes. Before I get her to sing for you today, because she's got an incredible song. It's Stevie Nicks, and I love it. I'm going to have her do that. There's a couple things. We've got, for our book, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, I think this goes along with really just the whole essence of the event. And the quote is, "It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not." And, you know, we discussed this before the show because, you know, so many people have an identity crisis. And it's not on purpose. It's you're listening to other people tell you who they think you should be instead of you listening to your inner self, and surround yourself with the type of people that want to help create and develop and pull your gifts and talents out of you. You know, you can never, ever have the fullness of happiness and success when you are trying to be somebody else. So embrace who you are, because who you are is amazing. It's incredible. It's beautiful. You are the only you out in the world. And when you hear Kristi sing, to me, there's nobody else that's going to sing this song like you sing it. And you're going to see and hear and feel the beauty from within Kristi. And it's not going to sound just like Stevie Nicks. It's not supposed to. It's going to sound like Kristi Phillips. So, Kristi, take it away.
Okay. Baby, you come knocking on my front door. Same old line you used to use before. I said, yeah, well, what am I supposed to do? I didn't know what I was getting into. So you had a little trouble in town. Now you're keeping some demons down. Stop dragging my heart around. It's hard to think about what you wanted. It's hard to think about what you lost. It doesn't have to be the big get even. It doesn't have to be anything at all. I know I really want to tell you goodbye. I know I really want to be my own girl. Baby, you can never look me in the eye. Now you're broken with the weight of the world. Stop dragging my heart around. People running around loose in the world, ain't got nothing better to do than make a meal of some bright-eyed kid. You need something looking after you. I know I really want to tell you goodbye. I know I really want to be my own girl. Baby, you could never look me in the eye. Now you're buckled with the weight of the world. Stop dragging dragging my heart around. Stop dragging my heart around. Stop dragging my heart around. Stop dragging my heart around.
Yay, I love that. I love that. So that was not Stevie Nicks, that was Kristi Phillips. But I love that because nobody's going to sing that song exactly like you sing that song. Even though it started with Stevie Nicks, everybody brings their own magic to everything that they do. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I think it goes perfectly into our Ask Jen's question. So every week, I try to pair up a question that somebody has said to me, or they send me an email, and I really encourage you to do this. If there's a question, you can DM me, you can PM me, you can whatever, M&M me, I don't know. I mean, but let me know what are some things that you're struggling with, or some questions that you have. And here's our question for this week. It's, what's my fastest way to success? And in my opinion, your fastest way to success is, number one, action, and number two, surrounding yourself with the right people. It's one of the reasons why our theme for the Beauty Brains in Business event this May 4th is creating winning life teams, because you can't succeed by yourself. You've got to have a winning life team. And I don't know about you, but you might as well do it now, because time is going to fly by.
That's right.
And that's really what we've been doing, is we've been running and we've been flying it, because we really do want to make the world a better place. Now, one of the things that we do every week is we end to the best of our ability with a Laughter is the Best Medicine video. And Kristi hasn't seen this video. To me, it's hysterical. So let's watch this. Hopefully it will make you laugh and it will make you forget any troubles that you have right now.
We have 5 million likes.
I'm an event coordinator, like an event planner, like parties. No, not like your grandma's dinner. We do like major stuff, like block parties, festivals. A little help. We were at one of our events the other day.
I need a coffee.
I can't, I have an event tomorrow.
Anyone?
Oh my God, I've been dying for a glass of wine. You have no idea, like dying.
That's how you would fill out a BEO. You think that's the right way? Really? Really? You do the BEO.
Oh my God, I'm so tired. We had this event.
Wait, the client wants a sparkly because this isn't sparkly enough. But
they call me an event baller.
Can we get coffee?
Our database has 100 million email subscribers.
And she didn't even pack double-sided sticky tape.
Dinner at 6? Sounds great. Okay, I'll be right there.
Okay, so what I think is so hysterical about that is you've got one that's so focused on, okay, the event, we got to get this, so we got to do this, and the other one is just like, wah, 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 and it's mayhem. And I think that that's what our lives are sometimes. Our lives are mayhem.
Yeah.
And to me, this is a perfect example of who you don't want on your life team. So if you resonate with any of that craziness that's going on, I really do encourage you to get involved with people that lift you up, that aren't just talking about real shallow topics, but that they're going deeper and that they're helping you become the best version of you. So Kristi, thank you so much for being on the show. I love you so much, and thank you for sharing your gifts and talents. And we invite you a special invitation on Saturday, May 4th to join us for the Beauty Brains in Business event. We will share the registration link on both the Networking Event Expo as well as the main event. So until we meet again next Monday at 3 p.m. Central, be big, be bold, and most importantly, be you. Bye-bye.